Alright, so when it comes down to Mileena's command grab, there's actually a lot to it. One thing that I highly recommend doing is understanding that, first off, Mileena has really good movement, and being able to combine her movement with her command grab is really strong. Being able to do a simple thing like going in, going out, and then boom, going in for a command grab is something that's very real with Mileena. That's how good her movement is. This is definitely something you could definitely do to your opponent. Not only that, she has an overhead that your opponent has to worry about, and then you add the command grab. It's just a mind game that I think it's very important to add to Mileena. If you're not doing like dash up command grabs to your opponent with Mileena, I think you're missing out on a really big mind game that it's really going to open your opponent up. Not only that, but let's really break down her command grab, right? If you do it alone, 10%, right? But look, leaves them right there. If I amplify it, cool, 14%, whatever, right there. They pretty much have to guess. Now they start rolling, boom, I get my crushing blow, and it's really nice. Her crushing blow is very, very solid, 31% for rolling. That's an option that your opponent's not going to want to deal with. So you have to let them know that, hey, I know how to do my command grab, and I'm very comfortable doing it. Not only that, you have strings that really benefit Mileena's command grab. You have something like this, and then being able to like either do an overhead, right? Or being able to do her little dash up command grab is very, very strong. Let me see if I can even do it. Boom, 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 right? And then you gotta understand like her patterns to like actually do it. Like, there you go, something like that. Boom. And just mixing it up with her overhead, with her command grab. You could add a mid in there if you want. You could literally dash back and then throw her low starter or whatever. So I think it's really important. Not only that, the more that you knock your opponent down, I actually have her low side with it, is because I can literally do things like that. Get some whatever damage. There's like even doing something like this, right? Like, and then making them guess, what am I going to do next? Am I going to dash up, press them? Am I going to chill back here, throw size? Like, what is Mileena going to do? You just keep your opponent guessing at all times. Is really strong in my opinion. You also have stuff like this, right? Which you could do, land that, and then that actually gels, believe it or not. And then from right there, they have to guess. One of my favorite things to do with Mileena is doing this stagger and then making my opponent guess between an overhead, a low, or a command grab. Boom. Something super simple like that. That you can definitely do. So again, let's say you land this move and you don't want to spend any bar, right? You can literally go in for a grab. You can literally dash up and do the, what is it, this, boom. Oh, sorry, boom, boom. 10 frame mid, stagger it, right? And then do a down 4, I mean a down 3 or a down 1 into it. So it'll look something like this, stagger it, boom, and then get a command grab going if they block that second hit. That's if you're not hit confirming this one. And if you just happen to hit it and you were going to stagger it for whatever reason, that is something you can definitely do. Not only that, once you start conditioning your opponent with this string, being able to do low, so this will actually take Mileena a long way, believe it or not. And then from right there, work your way towards them. Once you start conditioning them from this, being able to do down ones into that could be a real thing. Not only that, being able to do that, step back, sorry, boom, step back, and then do it is also one thing that your opponent's going to have to worry about. Just her backdash game, and then also the fact that she could do a down 1 into the command grab. It just, they really don't know when it's going to come out. They really don't. Add simple things like short hops, and then get your... Yeah, there's just little things with the command grab that could actually go a long way with Mileena. There's times where I literally do 3, like, in a match, I'll do like 3 command grabs back to back because my opponent's not expecting it. Especially add the movement to it. That's the biggest thing to do it. It could be a little tricky. I'm not really used to her command grab full blown yet. Like, I could do it, you know, off of this, I could do it just fine, right? But, you know, dashing up and doing it, that's gonna happen a lot of the time. It's just you gotta really understand it. So after you finish dashing, you gotta wait just a little bit and then throw it. Because you try to do it immediately, like that right there is perfectly right. That's gonna happen right there. And then sometimes it's not bad if this happens right here. it actually leaves your opponent at a really good distance where they have to guess again. Like, boom, like, what if I do it again? Or, sorry, what if I do this, backdash, and then go in on them and then do a command grab? So this actually complements the command grab, believe it or not. If you get an input error and your opponent still gets hit by this overhead, which is going to happen, it's not the end of the world because you definitely have a second chance at redeeming yourself. So there's that. When it comes to Mileena's wake-up game, you have to add her command grab. Like, when your opponent's waking up, you have to add that and get comfortable doing that. It's a huge mind game you're going to be missing out on. Another thing, very simple, is her 10 frame mid. Being able to do this into a down 1 is really, really good. Not off the second one, fuck that, you don't want to do that. But off the first one and do a down 1 into the command grab. That's another one of my favorite ways of setting it up. This is by far my favorite way of setting up, doing something like this, boom, is really nice. But her 10 frame mid is also really nice. Not only that, but another way I like to set it up, if I don't want to hit confirm shit, I'll do that, and then they actually cannot poke out of that, believe it or not. So you do this, and then you go to command grab. They try pressing, doesn't matter, they're going to get hit by it. So there's that. There's a lot to it. There is definitely a lot to Mileena's command grab, and it's just little things. It's little things, believe it or not. Just try it. Just try, go to practice mode, get used to, and like come up with little patterns on dashing up. Like you could do something like whatever, and then go in, my fault, boom. Like, let me show you. Boom, and then do it. God, it's my fault. See, it's a little tricky, so you're definitely going to want to practice it. And just, first off, just do this right here. Just practice this. Down 4, and then into it. Boom. Very, very simple. Just do that, and then do it down 4, and then make a seam, and then go into it or whatever. And there's that. And then don't get frustrated if this shit comes out. It's not the end of the world. Believe it or not, this shit has a lot of hit advantage that you can literally use that to get in and then do the command grab. So it's not the end of the world if you land your overhead. I would actually recommend landing your overhead. Like you could do something like this, boom, that gels like down 4 into that, and you can even do something like this, overhead, and then once the overhead starts landing, that could also be a crazy mind game. Just little things. Think about it. This shit is 7%. You do something that's 14. That's like what, 20 something percent. It adds up. It definitely adds up. Short hops as well. Not only that, you don't always have to do the command grab. You can start off simple with her grab. You could definitely start off there if you're not comfortable with it, but I definitely recommend her command grab. Start off slow with like down 1s into that. That's how I started off. But then once I started adding this shit, it's like, think about her grabs. Like you gotta look at where they leave your opponent at, right? Boom, you have this one, which is nice as well. It's right there, right? Her back one creates some distance, right?
No escape.
But if I had to pick between this or this, I would definitely recommend the command grab. Even though I do have to dash up, it's just, I don't know. Let's look at the hit advantage, right? That's what, 15%. Sorry. And if I amplify it, boom, that's also 15%. So it's roughly around the same, but I would definitely just recommend getting better with her command grab. It's just much better than doing her regular old grab, in my opinion. People say, oh, what about the damage, this and that? Another thing that you need to understand, it's a great way of taking your turn back if, you know, your opponent is always mashing. Now, if your opponent is always mashing and it's your turn, you can literally do a down 1 into a command grab. And it's a great way of getting your turn back. Not only that, if you want to be a savage, you could also have this mind game of going to the rolly ball or, you know, whatever. Not only that, you could just straight up do the command grab. So it's a great way of getting your turn back with Mileena. Even though you do have a 10 frame mid, you could also stagger it. There's a lot to it, is what I'm basically trying to say. So, you know, hopefully you guys learned from this video. That being said, hallelujah, holla back. Check you bastards later. Deuces.